drafts, really.
Instant Beastmaster. Instant Beastmaster.
Vision-based heroes, especially paired with the Enigma, very good. And this is a little bit of a different style for them because they're picking a hero for Zai that doesn't just sit in front of the offlane, but in fact gets quite aggressive. So I'd imagine they pick some sort of 4 move around while one person farms. I could see Nisha playing something that just kind of scales.
You know what I'd like to see?
What?
Is a Naga pick and they put the Lone Druid mid. I'm sure it's not a gambit thing, but I feel like you pick this Naga, Beast has no place in the game. You can like always like, the Enigma's not going to be able to get his holes off because you're going to have the Song, he's going to have to go for a BKB at some point. You have the pressure, you can play as 4, let the Naga farm just like in the EG game with Arteezy. I think it could be good, but again, I don't know if Gambit really plays it, so it might be a bit wild. They probably might just sit for like a troll or something more them. Oh, Storm instead, sure.
Okay.
They actually don't have any lockdown ready for this guy. They've got chains.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, Enigma,
But there is a way to play against Storm that you don't really need stuns, and that's you just overwhelm them with heroes.
Yeah, sure.
You just kind of run.
Leave him till last.
Yeah, you just
ignore him.
If you have enough heals and you can just like buy a mech early on with the Enigma, Storm relies so much on his initial zip and the initial damage that you get off from the first roll, because the majority of your mana, maybe half or more, comes from that initial zip.
Right.
If you don't burst somebody in that time period, your hero is effectively now useless in the team fight. You have to just, you either have to hard commit or you have to zip out. In that regard, I think heroes like Enigma and Abba are really effective against him because he can't just easily burst those heroes down.
Sure.
For Secret, I could see something a little bit greedier though.
I think a Spectre might be on the... Took it from you.
Because it's really nice against the LD too.
Yeah.
And it makes Lion's life impossible to play. It's okay because of the Hex and the mana drain, but I think it's just an annoying hero, especially once it gets Radiance for the Lone Druid to play Dota against.
And especially if you get to that ultra late game part, whether you're starting to pick up the Abyssal Blades or even the Nullifiers, the Storm's not going to have such a free game that you normally do get when you get past that like 35-minute mark.
Plus Storm, again, we just talked about how if he can't burst heroes, he doesn't enjoy himself.
Exactly.
Spectre's one of those heroes that he can't burst easily. Also, Storm hates playing against Radiance carriers.
Yep.
The missed chance is just very annoying for him to deal with, and Manta carriers more importantly, because it means that the Orchid build that you'd like to go for is sort of pointless.
I kind of like Night Stalker then from Gambit. You can't get the Sand King. Incredible tempo controller. Also gives you a bit of the vision. Obviously, if Secret's got Beastmaster, and obviously Enigma with the Idlers, if they're scouting around, you kind of need something as well. So I think it also shuts down the Ember quite heavily, because you know 33, when he played against these kind of mobile heroes, he went for like a Blink Dagger build, and he instantly shuts down these like hyper mobile heroes. So I think it could be really good for Gambit.
What about AM right now for Secret? If you anti-mage, wouldn't it fit with what you want to do? You have 4 heroes that can fight non-stop.
I think it could, but then like you don't really have anyone who wants to go hit the building by themselves, right? The Beastmaster has to go Necro. You have an Enigma.
You hard counter, I think, like most of the heroes though. On
Sure,
the
of course, but like if Gambit are able to play more aggressive, like they did yesterday, then don't you feel a lot pressured? I understand like how it works, but like Secret really have to rely on the fact that they are a very patient team, and they're going to have to play again. They are disciplined, so it's going to most likely happen.
I think this is like the most free anti-mage game you're going to get, though. He hard counters 2 of the cores on the enemy team.
I just think like if Gambit do come out running and they got the aggression, they could easily put Secret on the back foot, forcing them to play very defensive. But again, that's what Secret like. So I feel like Secret are very comfortable with the draft that they've got. But I think Gambit have the chance.
Okay, all right. Good stuff. Thanks very much, gents. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 2. Our Secret marching their way through the lower bracket. Let's find out as we rejoin our commentary team.
You know, the crowd got to entertain themselves while Gambit came up with a new way to approach this draft. It feels more aggressive, it feels nicer, but again, as Blitz was saying, this feels like a really good anti-mage game as well, Kyle.
Yeah, it felt like Secret was playing with Gambit last game, like that crowd was the balloon. Unfortunately, I'm not sure it's looking much better for the CIS side. That AM last pick, as Blitz said, it's a free game. You've got the global map mobility settled on Secret. You've got superior team fight. If Gambit are going to win this game, they've got to outplay from jump. They've got to get these towers. They need to apply pressure.
Yep. But at least they have some heroes which are able to apply that kind of presence. Like moving around on the map on the ES, this is a better opportunity for them. Lone Druid having something inside the draft also, something inside the lane also feels a lot nicer. Maybe they can get some momentum onto Afo when he can do something with his Storm Spirit. I'm not saying it's not going to be a hard road, but at least Gambit can beat Gambit. And that makes me happier than Game 1, because Game 1 was not a happy place to be.
Indeed.
Let's get it started. It's an aggressive tri-lane coming in from Gambit, at least at the start. Something you want to do. Obviously, ES and Darkseer are a great combination for applying that early pressure. Being able to layer the Iron Shell burn.
It's very important. Downside of this tri-lane is that you're going to have Nisha's AM with Puppey behind him. Free Mango build. He's just going to spam heal onto Nisha. Will have no problem tanking the Ion Shell damage. Yapzor, I love this move. Just the little intricacies that Secret pull off. He's actually denying from the safe lane because they expect the aggro tri-lane. These little things that Secret almost always do, like it adds up throughout the course of the game.
Yeah, means Gambit can't play Gambit's kind of road. Like, how is Darkseer meant to be useful if you can't find that early farm, if you can't get the early mech up? Instead, you have to turn into a lane aggression. And already, man, Nisha, I love this. He's actually moved up to take the other bounty rune, and he gets it as well. He's going to skill blink and move back down the lane.
Yep.
It would have been more worth it if they're able to get more than 2 of the bounty runes, but it's still going to be a 2-for-2 trade.
It's the same story. You're going to have Yapzor in the jungle, for now uncontested. Yeah, sure, it's a 2-on-3 bottom. Maybe you'll kill Puppey a couple times, but Nisha, he's just focusing on last hitting this entire
Puppey can do some damage. Yapzor sent some of the conversions down here. If Nisha can body block up, or Puppey wants to get in there. He went miscall to begin with, so they're trying to chip away at FNG, but this means they can rolling boulder in. There's no shield available, and this will be Puppey going down. He does heavy damage to FNG, but the conversions time out, so they can't finish the job that Puppey began.
Yeah, and now Puppey he's right back to bottom lane. So sure, you killed him off, but think about the amount of regen expended. It was a salve, a tango, and a clarity for FNG just to go back top.
God, Darkseer is having real issues. Even with the Iron Shell, that's not going to work.
He's got teleport. Might have to use it.
If he takes the damage from the 2 creep waves, even with immersion helping out, he's going to rolling boulder in. They do have a little bit more burn on the Iron Shells. Puppey still got the miscall to not mistimed it, however, and immersion will take a second kill.
That's huge.
Drew for first blood, down this bottom lane.
That's big. You know, if there's a player that can win this game for Gambit, it's going to be Immersion. We saw his performance yesterday. He'll need something similar on this Earth Spirit. He's the real lockdown for NMH. That roll, the silence, pre-Manta, he's the only true lockdown. Sure, you've got a Lion, but remember that counter spell can reflect everything he throws out. Plus, there's a Purge always available thanks to Puppey.
I don't think we're ever going to get to watch the lane itself. We'll forever just watch Puppey playing up against Immersion. So he denied himself the first time. He got the kill the second time around. Now Immersion was a rolling boulder out. Puppey blocks it. One more attack will do it. Does he get it from the Satyr? No, Puppey is able to claim his second.
But the whole time you have a free farm Animage getting solo experience. Not only is he the win condition for Secret, but he's having the best game. And then in top jungle, it's Yapzor consistently just denying a creep from top and farming jungle with no one in sight. This is the dream for Secret.
Yep. This is exactly what we were talking about during the drafting phase. Like, you had to stop Yapzor from doing this. Purge was highlighting it earlier today about how much of an easy game he's got. But what do you do when your Darkseer continue to die to a level 1 Abaddon? Like, the second you sack the second creep wave, here we go again. Like, Immersion's moving over into the lane to try and have a presence, but it's just this never-ending miscoil spam. And even if you think you can get the kill, but tanking through the creep wave, another miscall, one more will do it. Puppey's got it in a second now. Immersion rolling boulders in. Immersion will kick him down. And they'll find the kill at least as a rebuttal. And then in mid, Storm Spirit. Mid 1, FNG, can't get close enough. He's actually getting body blocked out by the Ember Spirit illusions. So he couldn't get close enough to mid 1.
And remember, even though Secret are falling behind in the mid and bottom lane, they have that Yapzor jungle. He represents like this 4th lane that Secret is exploiting And Gambit is not. Puppey in a lot of trouble again. Looking
He's
for
waiting.
the deny.
He's waiting for it. He doesn't want to burn him down with the iron shell.
Oh,
He actually did get him, Puppey. Trying to play with the deny mechanic.
Now they're going to dive. The offensive lift here.
Nice rolling
Both
boulder.
supports.
Man, Gambit's really trying to get in the midst of this. Vortexing back mid one, and they'll get the kill this time around. Nobody blocking an FNG.
This is what you got to keep doing if you're Gambit. Aggression at all times. These supports, if they can get levels on these early kills, they will be a force in the game. The Storm versus AM and Ember relationship is very much predicated on Afro Ninja being ahead if he wants to stay in this game. You're always susceptible, if you burn your mana, get caught sleeping just once, a timely mana void from Nisha could end your life.
And this is so fun when Zai can use a boar to pull to the lane, then Yapsaw can deny, and then he's back into his jungle farming at the 4-minute mark. I don't think it can be said anywhere near enough, just the great synergy between Zai and Yapsaw as this off-lane dominating duo.
Yep. They certainly complement one another. I don't think that either has looked this good, ever in their careers. And a lot of that's just because maybe they never had that perfect partner.
Yeah, never able to actually have this level of synergy. It was always two standards. You're a 4, I'm a 3. Now it's no, we're both 3 and we're okay with it.
Yep.
I don't need my farm if I have you.
Dude, and look at Puppey. He's still just 1v2ing these two supports, just annoying them. He's traded his life away, sure, made some mistakes, but if you check out bottom lane,
Nisha is getting all the experience. He's getting all the farm as well.
Yep.
He's second in the network. Yeah, let's not send the courier directly over the top of that lane, but Puppey, here's your rolling boulder. This time around, they get the kill.
And it's just, the thing is, he is keeping the Earth Spirit bottom, right?
They actually he gets the money for this. Remember also they changed the 20 to 30
back.
seconds. Yapsaw's moved over, and Puppey, he's never really dead. He is playing, one of the undead characters in the game. A quick surge away. Doesn't have high levels on this, however. It's a level 2 surge, and Puppey, he ain't giving up the chase. He's got boots. He's got the better movement speed than the Darkseer. He'll chase him around the trees and jukes him off to the side. Puppey! He's playing blind in the dark. Mid one will die in the meantime over in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's huge. Nice rotation from Immersion. And look at the Storm. Already off to a 6 start here. Mid one going for the max slight build. Not ideal in the laning phase against a Storm, but at the same time, he will be able to rotate a bit earlier, do a ton of damage in the mid-game team fights. But so far, being punished hard by the dual spirit rotations.
Yep.
All 3 spirits, actually, in the game.
Nice dire observe ward now down by Gambit. So, come on out. Immersion. The ball's already scaring FNG away. They've actually put down...
Yeah.
Look at, what is this? We actually have ourselves the Bermuda Triangle here on the north.
Indeed. It's necessary, though. You want to try and control this jungle. Don't let Yapsaw just free farm. You gave him a couple of minutes, but now it's time to apply pressure. Both these supports a bit over leveled, and they're coming in.
Yeah, they are. Zai, a perfect FNG, with a double stun. Immersion will follow up. They just want Yapsaw, then they'll turn their attention over to Zai. He's hexed up for the moment. The conversion's doing some decent damage into the heart, but not enough. But they're in deep, Gambit. Puppey. The counter to a dual roam. Means Gambit will fall back.
So far, so good. Gambit definitely ahead. Feeling good. They've got a ton of lockdown on supports, as we've said. And the Lone Druid, one of the better matchups against Anti-Mage, in all honesty. It's just a question of whether he hits that timing fast enough. Nisha is, of course, still completely free farming bottom lane. TP from the Darkseer towards top now. I think they're going to rotate lanes. I like this decision quite a bit. You have an over-leveled Lone Druid with Mask of Madness Blightstone already up on Bear. This is not a hero you can contest as Nisha, even with the treads up.
Yeah, and Gambit needs to do something about this because Nisha, as we were saying, he's getting free experience, he's getting free farm. So who's the strongest who can battle him? As you said, Lone Druid is the man. Maybe you can add some pressure to the tier 1 tower. Immersion will keep doing his stuff. He'll continue to rotate as this ES continue to buy more space with the Storm Spirit, who we haven't really, what's happened in mid has happened, but we haven't seen these big rotations out from the mid laner, and they may not need it. Nisha getting entangled up, they'll Savage Roar him back. Just adding that pressure and helping FNG fight.
You want to keep up this aggression. There's no counter to a BKB
nice rolling
Black Hole
boulder,
inside
up on top, double Iron Shell's gonna really burn Zai down. He's got no way to kite him out. A great kill and no TP support that can help at least. In fact, FNG's going to go for the stun. Double damage. Storm Spirit's going to arrive, and Puppey not ready for this level of damage. And Gambit, this is what I was hoping for, Kyle. It's an up-tempo game.
Yeah, all day. They are not letting up, and all of their core is willing to move lanes. Very important. Top lane, though.
He's got Mana Void. Yeah, it won't be enough, though. There's 300 the separation, and he just makes a copy.
Well done. Yeah, and so you can see early on in this game, there's a lot of tools to annoy Nisha. You run the bear at him, you make an illusion of him. It's when he gets that second, that third item, when it gets scary for Gambit. Also, no BKB interrupt for the black hole in this game.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for a lone druid to play Dota into it. Obviously, yeah, if he's channeling, like, you can potentially root him through it, but that's just not realistic. And
yeah, the chance of the bear being on the other side, unless you're going to get a blink dagger over on Spirit Bear, that ain't happening.
yeah, you want to hit a Radiance timing, that is what's queued up for the Hawk. Get that item online and start taking towers. Mid one struggling, still below Immersion in net worth, but we've seen him recover from this sort of position before.
Yeah.
It's just about the towers. You can't do that nearly as easily if Gambit utilized this lone druid to keep slaying these tier ones. That's exactly what they're looking to do. This is what I was hoping for last game. They had done 0 tower damage at this point. This time, because the lanes are going better, they're willing to rotate. Both cores just beating on this tier one. It looks like it might fall.
Yeah, it really is the power of this lone druid. His presence, he's waiting for the Savage Roar to ensure they get the last hit, and they're going to say need the money, and Dahak is able to claim it.
Yep.
Mid one is losing map control. If they do want to fight, Immersion's ready for a rolling boulder in. He's been waiting up on this hillside forever, but he was underneath the Radiant Observable, or at least close by.
They're moving up towards top. Puppy in some trouble.
Yeah,
We've seen this story before thus far.
Yeah, but Animage can just go to the trees and get the hell out of here, and he kind of needs to, but maybe they didn't expect a hug. Man, FNG's going to get the follow-up stun. Nisha now able to jump himself away. Immersion, rolling boulders in. Puppy is the one who's isolated. No shield available and couldn't get the missed call in time.
Puppy thus far, just pretty much the sacrificial land, represents 7 of Secret's 10 deaths. A couple of those were denies, sure, but man, he's setting records.
You're right, that's like watching a techie's death stat. It's not as great. Nisha jumping forward, the double stun. Storm Spirit's going to initiate. Is he going to now jump out in time? Interrupted, Mana Void attempted. Afro has to back off. He cannot get hit by this, so he cannot join and stay in this fight. The danger of Storm Spirit burning that mana for the kill underneath an Animage. It is a level 1 Mana Void, but he had 0 mana.
Yep. And the thing is, though, they don't have the luxury like they did the previous game where mid one's on this Dusa just farming hard throughout the jungle. He's still recovering. No one really accelerating as fast as any of these Gambit cores, with the exception of course, Nisha's Animage. But if you look at the net worth, it still feels like, you know, Yapzor's in his second position on net worth. He's feeling just fine with this game.
Yep.
Bottom, Nisha's actually going to get all his mana burned off, and now he's in a lot of trouble, actually.
Oh boy. He'll be forced back out of the lane. And Gambit is still watching the mid lane, however. Immersion's waiting for initiation. He's hit 6 already, so he's ready just to let that ultimate ring. But the mid tier 1 tower will still go down. Yapzor's conversions do the job, while Lone Druid was beating a little bit into the tier 1 tower on top. But he's just really having to do it hard. That Darkseer illusion is such a pain.
Yeah. He wants that battle for you up faster. Nice deny.
Even denying creeps in the lane. Sure, with Nisha himself, he's so low.
Forced to Shrine. This is the second consecutive Shrine in less than a minute and a half. Finally, the Wall illusion will go down, but I respect what Afterlife's doing here. Wall not very effective as an ability at this stage of the game, so just use it as a harassment tool. Slow down Nisha. Mess with his game as much as possible to ensure that your team has as much time to close this out before he comes online.
They have enough damage. Support's coming in from the Storm Spirit, and there's a Finger of Death of FNG waiting in the tree lines. They want to pop Nisha. The spell block? No, they turn their attention over towards Abaddon, as there goes Nisha. Brought down. Puppy will join him as well in the grave. Couldn't get the missed call off in time, so no denial. And by the time mid one rotated in with the TP, the killing was already done. Great control from Avo and great double targets from Gambit.
Yep, and you can see they are killing this game. This is the Gambit we've come to expect. This is where what was missing in game 1, this desire, this thirst for blood around the map. And it helps a lot when your lanes go well. Arguably, they won all 3.
Immersion trying to deny mid one the room. Support's coming over as well. If you can keep him stunned to silence, able to do so. Afro is going to grab the room, bottle it up, and then potentially join this fight. Mid one, the Magnetize turns on. Immersion really wants to keep going with this. Puts a rock down, but doesn't kick it or pull.
And that's the benefit. Even though Puppy's been feeding a bit in this game, that shield is a strong dispel.